Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the video today. I hope you're having a good day. Now, today I want to talk about a subject that's really important to me, and I'm sure will be important for you in the future. And that is how to deal with grief. Now, before I tell you the steps that helped me deal with grief, I want to tell you a short story about myself. So when I was 13 years old, my mother got really sick with meningitis, and that eventually killed her. And then the thing is with my dad, is he would always move back and forth between Thailand and Saudi for work. Anyways, when I was about 14 and a half till 17 and a half, I didn't see my dad because at the time he was in Saudi and then COVID was happening. So then a lot of the traveling was restricted. So while he was in Saudi, he got sick with cancer and he didn't tell me anything about it. He just said, "Oh, well, Jordan, I have a stomach pain, so I'm going to the hospital today and they're going to tell me what's going on." Anyways, it turned out to be fucking cancer and he didn't tell me anything about it. So then it got to a point where he was really, really sick and then he had to move back to Canada so then he could get treatment. And then fortunately, this time was when the COVID restrictions were lifted off. So then I went to Canada and then I saw him, and holy shit, when I saw him, blew my mind. I did not even recognize who he was, I walked in that room and it wasn't even my dad anymore. It was it was like a skeleton laying on a bed. He was so skinny. And his skin was yellow, his eyes were yellow. That was not my dad, And I'm sure anyone watching this whose loved ones had cancer, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, so about 2 weeks after seeing my dad, I got a call from Thailand. One of my friends called me and said, "Look, your dog got hit by a car and she was left on the road to die." So I was really fucking upset about that. And I was actually going to school and fucking destroyed my mood, obviously. Because that dog was like the best dog ever for me. And then a month after my dog died, my dad finally passed away. And obviously this destroyed me, I was a 17-year-old kid who basically has no family anymore. So obviously I was really upset about that. So yeah, anyways, enough about me. I want to actually help you guys, the viewers who are watching this and wanting to know how to deal with grief. So I'm going to tell you the steps that helped me and hopefully can help you. So step number 1. You need to accept that this is the natural cycle of life. For me, my family dying was the hardest thing I've ever been through. But the thing is, with things like this, you can't prevent it, right? It's just natural. And they're going to happen either way. And you need to ask yourself, what happens if I don't deal with the grief? Are you going to become depressed? Are you going to drink yourself till death? What's going to happen? And I actually heard a quote from Tristan Tate that I'm sure will help a lot of you guys. And the quote goes, "You're on a train track and you can either change the direction of the train track to go off a cliff, or you can just keep going on the same track." And the key to dealing with the grief is by staying on the same track and improving yourself. You need to focus on what's ahead of you from now on. Don't look back. Everything in the past is gone. You can't change it anymore. I mean, sure, you can think of your loved ones and the good times you had with them, but they're never going to come back. You can't change anything anymore. Done. Get that shit out of your head. The time that you spend grieving, you could be using that time to do something much more productive, like going to the gym, doing more work, making more money, doing your hobbies, just whatever, right? You can't just sit around and do nothing because that shit's going to kill you. You're going to get into your head too much and you're going to start thinking about what's happening in your life, and then you're going to be sad forever. Boom. I guarantee you. You can either sit there and just grieve for the rest of your life, or you can go out and do stuff and become the best version of yourself. That's the number 1 tip I have for you guys. So be the best version of yourself and honor your loved ones. I certainly know what I choose to do, and I'm improving myself every day for them. That's just how I am. I'm just like that. I can't just sit around and grieve. I need to do something. I need to be better. That's what makes me happy. So step number 2 is be busy. So you can think of it this way. I can work 18 hours a day and not let anything distract me. So that way you have less time to worry about grieving. Sure, you could be sad while you're working, but then eventually you'll come to terms with it and it won't hurt you as much anymore. So when my mom died, it was the first time I really dealt with grief, right? And all I did was just go to the gym, play football, went out with my friends, train hard, and really just do anything that honored her. And I mean, look at me now. I'm a G. I'm good, bro. So honestly, guys, keeping busy is probably the best thing you could do. And people are going to say to you all the time, like, oh, stop doing so much. Stop being so busy. You got to stay home and sit down. Deal with your grief properly. Deal with your emotions. No, cut that shit out. It's bullshit. Don't listen to them. The moment you start doing that, you're going to be sad again. And then all the fucking emotions are going to come back into your head. Then you're going to be a bitch. No, stop. Get that shit out of your head. Don't listen to the people who say this stuff. You only listen to me and the people who've actually been through it. Okay? That's the only people you listen to. So yeah, guys, these are really the two things that help me deal with my grief. And I hope it can help you one day. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.